Hey everybody, I am back from my vacation. Well, I've been back yesterday. If you saw my Guardians of the Galaxy uh, Part 1 walkthrough, check that out as well. I'll hop back into it once I finish with the last 3 episodes of the watch along of the Deadliest Warrior. We'll be covering Ming versus Musketeer, the Comanche versus Mongol, and Navy SEAL versus Israeli commandos. Have fun on my Vegas trip. Now, I still got, you know, the rest of this week for my little vacation. It's kind of like a staycation at this point until the 15th when I get back to my day job. So, I'm be trying to get some, videos out as much as I can. Hi, Nick. And I just glad to be back. Have fun, met with some friends in Vegas. Chatted up for like a good while. Yeah, it was fun. Definitely a highlight. Yeah, so I got like a few souvenirs, like two of those long. That's way in the back. I didn't bring them on camera to show off. I didn't really intend to show off the stuff that I got in Vegas, but I got this. I'm starting to collect, mugs, because I already got my Pikachu mug from C2E2. I'm probably going to collect another, maybe one or two other mugs in December once the convention starts. I got this. Remember the commercial? He does exist. They do exist. As soon as I saw this, it was like an M&M store. And as soon as a candy store in Vegas, and I highly recommend you checking it out. But they kind of like, if you ever go there, they kind of, maybe it's because of still the COVID situation, but they kind of like there's a bouncer in front of the store, and they kind of let a few people in at a time. But yeah, it was the bomb. Also got this at the gift shop over in Old Vegas. So yeah, I need yeah. I'll probably have like get like a well, I'm starting to collect more pop figures, chaotic cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards. Uh, I will probably, if not the end of this month, at some point in the beginning of next month, probably the beginning of next month, I want to buy a couple of more chaotic cards to do like an unboxing, because I only did like a little bit of that, some point last year, I think, and it was on my phone. Now I got like a better setup here that can do a unboxing right here on camera for you guys, as well as any new Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. I want to be able to show it off on the on live. Yeah, so yeah, pop figures, yeah, pop figures, mugs, cards. Those are probably my you know new well, these mugs are starting to be my new collection, but I want to start like hopefully save up for next summer at some point to get a place on my own. And I need to like have like a setup for like at least like like a case or shelves for my mugs, and another one for my uh uh pot figures. Don't know about my cards. I'll probably have just maybe like a drawer, maybe a shelf. But I need to like start buying more binders and sleeves for those. But I'm going off on a tangent here. This video we'll be talking about, or at least doing like a watch along for Ming Warrior versus Musketeer. Not my favorite, but something I do appreciate. The only thing I do like is one of the Ming Warrior's weapons that I will talk about once we watch along with me. I also want to bring up that late last month, I got a commenter who, it wasn't mean or anything like that, but he pointed out something that I've been pretty blatantly mentioning. This is like a watch along because obviously I don't want to get demonetized. Like there's a couple of videos, like uh, what was the one? Shoot, is when I was doing the Aztec Jaguars versus Zonde Warrior and Roman Centurion versus Ross, but those were you know copyrighted. You won't be able to view it on my channel uh, because I guess the volume was still slightly high enough for you to hear it. I guess that's why I had to make sure like I get the volume low enough from just enough for me to still hear it, but it cannot pick up on the mic, uh, which is weird because the Nazi SS versus Viet Cong episode uh, that wasn't you know clipped out, and I don't think it was any difference in the volume. So I don't know. Maybe the mic just wasn't picking up as much. But yeah, I had to be sure that I cannot get the stuff viewed on camera, and I also cannot run the risk of having it being heard either. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch these episodes along with me, so you can follow along of what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and get ready. Once I'm done with this, because like I said, I'm gonna be home all day, like getting everything ready. I got a new I want to continue on with my, since October is over, all the Halloween stuff is finished. I can concentrate right now on making sure I get some more Batman movies, finishing that up because I want to Batman Returns and then Lego Batman and Batman Year One out, as well as the Schumacher stuff, and along with make sure I wrap up all the Spider-Man films before Spider-Man No Way Home comes out on December 17th. So when I get that all wrapped up, but at the same time, I am going to eventually start, possibly getting towards the end of the month, leading into December, start my Christmas theme movies, and I will include. I should start making like a separate video of my plans, like so I can just dedicate to that. But I also want to include like Hallmark, Lifetime, Christmas movies in the stuff. Something that like piqued my interest and I watched, and I can do like a probably like a short-ish review of that. I think that'll be fun. It's like my own personal tradition. Something like I like to do. Excuse me. Something I like to do, like every year for longest time. It was like a long time. That like every year I watch some Lifetime, well, mostly Hallmark Christmas movies, and I know, but by and large, they're very, very cheesy and follow the same rudimentary formula. But every so often, there's certain of those films that offer a bit of charm that I kind of like. So it's kind of like, it's kind of like when people like to watch all the crappy CW stuff, even though like it's horrible. So I guess the Christmas Hallmark movies are kind of like my thing. So anyway, I'm gonna set this up. Got the volume down to 12, so it shouldn't pick up on the mic. So one second. Okay, get your timestamp to 0, and we'll be watching the Ming Warrior versus Musketeer. And get ready to press play when I say now. In 3, 2, 1, now. You know, the first time I ever heard of a musketeer was in that movie with I believe it was Chris O'Donnell and Charlie Sheen. It was a musketeer film back in the day. That's the first time I ever heard of a musketeer. And Ming words, if you talk about like ancient China, they pop up every once in a while. But never really knew uh they kind of like any warrior mentality or lifestyle, whatever like that. They were just military soldiers like of the time, and that's all I knew. It's an interesting like matchup, you know, that Deadliest Warrior has put together every once in a while, like very like polar opposite type of things. It's something like you never expect. Oh, and that's like at least close to 300 years of their dynasty, Ming Dynasty. Oh, and the French Musketeers only last like a good 100 years, close to. So that's this is the first time me like even acknowledging that fact, at least in my recollection, is that you know the Ming Dynasty lasted like a close to 300 years, while the Musketeers oddly enough only lasted 100. That's very very funny. And of course, you have to last month just do a vampires versus zombies episode because I did not feel right, not doing it on the month of October, but definitely check that out. It's one of my favorite episodes. But we're getting pretty close to wrapping up the Dallas World live commentary stuff. So I think it was like 8 or 9 episodes, and minus the Vampires versus Zombies episode, season 3. I'm pretty sure it's like 8 or 9 episodes that we'll be doing for season 3. So probably in the next couple of months, uh, probably around maybe January, I think we should be like, you know, uh, well, February, I think. Yeah, February will probably be uh, the month we'll be wrapping up Deadliest Warrior in its entirety. It's too bad like the two of my episodes got like copyrighted, so I couldn't really. I don't feel like redoing that. It's just a shame that you couldn't hear my thoughts on like those particular episodes. It's very fun to see like the Asian, uh, the experts for like the Asian warriors and everything like that. You see them, practicing the martial arts, and it's like you get the overall skill and the speed into their strikes is like intense. You can tell they can lay you out. Yeah, I mean, like the black power weapons in this is phenomenal. Yeah, this is the weapon I was talking about. The nest of bees is my favorite weapon out of the entire episode that I've seen. It blows my mind. I just I love watching this thing in motion. Yeah, a rocket propelled arrow, doubling the speed of a traditional actual like you know human propelled arrow. Oh my god, you just gotta watch this. This is I just love seeing this in motion. Wow, it's amazing. Like a certain ancient weapons you think you can easily deploy or at least modernize to be effective in modern warfare. 'Cause I can honestly say, it'll catch you if you catch an enemy combatant or army off guard with an unconventional weapon that you never would be prepared for. It's like devastating. And when they hit, is a kill. It's like 50% of that will kill an army, and it's like dead center in the chest. I mean, like, yeah, acknowledge the impressiveness. I mean, like, yeah, half of that weren't kills, and the other 50% is like was nailing you like dead, and it's like just and then add on to the fact that might also increase the if like is actually human people on that opposition, and they see like tons of rocket propelled arrows firing at you, they're gonna probably scatter, increasing the likelihood of one of those random arrows scattering into you. Yeah, I'm still riding high on that like nest of bees. They should seriously modernize that today. And it's like that's not something that you would initially think of or prepare for. I'm not discounting the lack of accuracy with the nest of bees, but it's definitely like a wild card that I arguably say can still be deadly. I think this is the first episode you actually get to see like a traditional musket, but you'll see more in the next season because like the wheel lock mechanism. Because it wasn't until like at least during the Wild West where you actually get like guns that don't need to be like wheel locked, and twisted, and you have to prime it and you know put like gunpowder and all the other stuff. And it's not like one shot stuff either. It was like when you got the 6 shooters and like the Winchester rifle, that was definitely a game changer because you keep shooting until you run out of bullets. It's still limited to like certain like amount of shots, but it's definitely like it was a game changer in technology. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, leave a comment below. Like, do you agree with that assessment? Like the nest of bees isn't as like an effective tool by comparison to the musket uh, gun, given what they just talked about. Haven't eaten really, today. I'm probably gonna after I wrap up these episodes of Deadliest Warrior, before I start, Guardians of the Galaxy Part Two, I am gonna definitely, fix me something to eat. Uh, you know, energize myself. Yeah, you see the ingen, ingenuity the Eastern warriors had came up with when it comes to black powder weapons, specifically uh, the Chinese. It is like just phenomenal what they managed to come up with and unique ways to deploy this type of weapon system. I mean, it's just like it's probably even more so than even just this. It's just probably one component. It's probably at least 100 other stuff they utilize the black powder weapon uh, for all kinds of ways. Sky roaring thunder. Yeah, yeah, that is so cool. Yeah, it's like any traditional landmine, just made in ancient times. It's like it does what a landmine will traditionally do: amputate and kill. What if that like fuse went out when it landed in that little box of hay? Yeah, that's interesting with the pressure wave. I mean, like you would think like a grenade will be omnidirectional when it goes off, but this musketeer grenade just like goes in one direction. I thought that was like kind of funny. It's funny how like certain acts you do back in the day, with running away, get your foot cut off, stealing, get your hand cut off. Yeah, I mean the time it takes just to set up a black powder wheel lock kind of gun. It's like, I mean, like I always mention about like certain guns in the West, like because of limited ammo, you got to make sure that you're accurate as hell. That's what the whole quick draw thing and like aiming was so important because you only have a limited amount of ammo, especially when it comes to a 6 shooter. But these black powder guns is even worse because you only get that one shot normally because you don't get a rapid reload with those. So you definitely gotta make sure that you know are on point with a gun. As soon as it goes off and it misses, that's it. Oh, I want to show off my, you know, gift my friend Anita gave me when I went to see her. Even like she even like brought a book that I sent her a long time ago that I written myself and had me autograph for her. That was just like amazing. I did not even expect that, man. Yeah, I love her. She is just like an amazing person. I'm never taking this off. This is like she made this for me, and it's like oh my god, I just cherish this so much. She's just like, oh god. I already mentioned yesterday on my Guardians of the Galaxy game part one that like you definitely should follow Anita Star on Twitch. Like she's just like super cool person, super fun, and just like it's like she got the like just that just good energy, you know. I give it to the pole gun. I mean, like at least you get like 3 shots as opposed to one. It was like a perfect shot right through the neck. Uh, this test was like probably the most disappointing test I ever seen out of the entire series, honestly, because you know I usually root for a lot of like the Asian warriors, for the most part, but it's just that the fact that like despite the misfires, as like you pointed out, it's just like he had to work. Unfortunately, he had to work around the fact that his first shot didn't get through the musketeer's uh, full breastplate armor, and he had to like, even though he pulled off the job accurately, he still had to work around when the first one failed. He had to work around and use a second and third shot to target the other parts of the body to neutralize the threat, which uh, in realistic battle probably wouldn't even get those because the first one will fail and the musketeer will get a chance to get off a shot themselves, which, as he's shown, can easily get through the Ming warriors' uh, leather armor, which is like I'm never much of a fan of because like at best, even not that much, it can neutralize maybe arrows, which I guess for the most part they, the main warriors of the time would expect more so than actually gunfire. But it's just like they get laid out the first shot, and I gotta admit I'm just so disappointed. Mississippi. And there was one pullback. You know, it's a primarily a thrusted weapon. It doesn't slash. I try my best to leave my biases aside, but I'm just saying. It's like, you know, I never was a fan of like just primary thrusting weapons because I don't know, anything can easily block it. I think like a slashing weapon does, which I think would make sense. A slashing weapon would do more damage than a primary thrusting weapon. Even though if like, you're dealing with an unarmored warrior, then yeah, thrusting is highly damaging as well. But if you're dealing with an armored warrior, a slashing would at least, you know, propel the enemy back a bit from the blow, rather than just like a very point going at it. It won't offer that much resistance. I mean, it will offer much more resistance if it's heavily armored type of enemy. Yeah, I mean, it's like a good bladed weapon allows you to do thrusting and a slash, rather than just primarily one of those. Well, I only think even a slashing weapon, even a slashing weapon can offer thrusting capabilities, while primary thrusting weapons like a rapier. I mean, I guess you can slash with it if you want to, but that's not its primary function. And I don't think it will do as good of a job because it doesn't have like a curvature that warrants a slash. Even though it's sharp on its sides, you don't, when you wield it, you can obviously tell, especially when you see it in motion, you can obviously tell what it's meant to do. Just by just like your body just like will just like naturally probably gravitate towards like thrusting with it. Because like if you try to use it, I don't know, I imagine if you try to utilize a weapon like that in like an improper way, it probably wouldn't feel right to you, maybe. Okay, here comes the final fight. Let's see how let's see how this turns out. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, the results speak for themselves. I mean, the deadliest weapon in the Ming warriors' arsenal was the mechanical landmine, which accounted most for their kills. But almost everything else, uh, I didn't check the Dow sword, but for the most part, thanks to the armor of the musketeers, pretty much neutralize a lot of at least lower the damage scale the Ming warriors are trying to put out on them. It's hard to get through. They have better armor, and that's why we wear armor to avoid deadly attacks. But yeah, I mean, the results speak for themselves. I mean, it's like, can't argue facts. But what do you guys think about the results? I mean, like, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know in the comments below. Uh, who do you think? Did you like the results or did you disagree? And if you do, why? Uh, Definitely follow me on the various links under the description. Talkative Carl on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Patreon, uh, uh, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Patreon. Yeah, and yeah. Next up, what's the next one? Is the Comanche versus Mongols. That was kind of fun. So in a few minutes, I will get that up. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys in a minute. Peace.